I was reading in 1 Corinthians the other day, and I came across this verse. It says that the greatest of man's wisdom is less than the foolishness of God. I didn't really think anything of it at the time when I was reading it, but later on that day, I just kept coming back to it. It just haunted me, and I couldn't get away from it. And I started thinking about it more and more. Is it that the greatest of my wisdom is less than God's foolishness, or is it just that there's things that I just can't relate to as it pertains to the heart of God because his knowledge is not my knowledge? As a human being, I'm confined by boundaries and laws that apply to me as a human being. The concept of time alone confines me. My life is linear and I'm finite. Yet the God of the Bible that's described is infinite. He's omniscient, he's omnipresent, and he's omnipotent. It's like when Job questions God after going through all that he's been through. He's lost his family, he's lost his home, he's been covered with boils. He's had it rough. He's had it more rough than just about any human being in history has ever had it. And he finally has the audacity to question God. And what does God say to him? Who are you? Who are you to question the omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, infinite God of the universe? These rules and these boundaries that apply to us as human beings, they apply to us because of the creation we live within. The concept of time we have because of the solar system. It takes 365 and a quarter days for the Earth to rotate around the sun, and it takes 24 hours for the Earth to rotate on its own axis. We come up with days and years because of the natural laws. Yet, if God spoke this world into existence, if he created the world around us, then the laws that apply to us as human beings simply do not apply to him. When God says that he's the Alpha and the Omega, it's not like he was in the beginning and he'll be there in the end. Biblically, it's more like he literally is the beginning and the end at the same time. Like he exists back then, now, and in the future, all at the same time. Because time itself does not apply to him. The more I think about these concepts, the more I'm just overwhelmed. And this revelation of God and his wisdom and his foolishness, as the Bible says, how it applies to me as a human being, it just leaves me enamored. And that's what led me to write the song Enamored.